let's dive in.
So tell me, what do the cards reveal? What's the truth they conceal? She's the high priestess with the key to every question that's haunting me. A lover's heart or a warning from the past. In the terror's embrace, I'm spellbound at last. Truth's come undone, it's a dance we must face. In the chaos, I find my place.
In the tarot's embrace, I'm spellbound at last. Truths come undone, it's a dance we must face. In the chaos, I find my place. The moonlight glows, the veil is thin. Lunar affinity will call again. Thanks for walking in the light, where guides whisper pure insight. Until we meet, the cards will wait. Mystic whispers guide your fate. With every message our spirits send, for cosmic dreams our souls transcend.
Hey everyone. Hi Sophie. Hi Space Cowboy. Welcome in. Happy Friday, Sienna. I'm doing good. Thank you guys for asking. I hope everyone else is doing well tonight. I'm going to give it another minute or two to let other people join in. We're going to get started on these free readings in just a second. If you have a yes/no question you'd like to ask, just drop it in the chat. I know I'm on a little earlier than I usually am, but hopefully some other people will join us. All right, Sophie. Let's take a look here. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you guys for liking the live stream. Make sure that if you're asking a yes/no question, you hit the like button for me. Sophie. I'm getting a yes for you, Sophie. Success, Ace of Swords. IJ. Yes, the Chariot. You're on to something here. Maya. Maya, yes, 10 of Pentacles. Bake, I have a yes. Ace of Pentacles for you. Base Cowboy. Space Cowboy. I'm gonna say no. I feel like this person's physically fit. I have the Sun and the Four of Swords. But I don't think they're like lean and like muscular. I think they're more toned, if that makes sense. Ocean Summer. I have for you a yes, King of Cups and Ace of Wands. Sorry, King of Wands and Ace of Wands. Make sure that you keep in your mind what you deserve, because as long as you are telling, yourself and others what you feel you're worth, then that's what you'll get, okay? You're welcome, Sophie and IJ. Hi, Ari. You're welcome, Bake. You're welcome, Ocean. Aisha, I'm getting a no. I have the Five of Cups. Diana, let's see. So Sienna, just so you know, I don't ask these types of questions normally, but I'll pull a yes, no for you just to see what comes through. I have a no, Sienna, the 5 of Wands. Conflict. Ari, I have a yes, Page of Wands. You're welcome, everyone. Hi, Jay. I got your donation. Thank you. I'll be with you shortly. You're welcome, Ari. Mature, I am getting a yes. I think overall this person is being faithful to you. I am getting that this just keep your eyes open is kind of what I'm hearing from spirit. Just be hyper aware of certain situations, of mood shifts. Pay attention to your instincts because I don't think anything's going on right now. But I feel like this is the type of person that might try to hide things, even if they're not completely wrong. They might be like keeping some stuff from you that maybe will upset you, even if it's innocent. Do you get what I mean? So I think just make sure that this person understands your desire for clear and honest communication. And that even if it's something you don't want to hear, to please be honest with you. And if something is innocent, it's better to just be upfront and talk to you about it than try to hide it because then he looks guilty. So just be very direct with this person and make your expectations clear. Okay? Hi, Daniela. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Hey, Smiley. You're welcome, Mature. Hey, Em. I was going to email you actually and send you the link for the live. I know you've been trying to get a hold of me. We only have one person on the list for now as far as donations go, so it shouldn't be too long of a wait if you want to donate yourself. Daniela, there's a connection here for sure. I feel like it might be karmic. You have the Lovers and the Devil, which means that this person does like you, yes. There's temptation here when it comes to you as well. So I think that this person and you have a path that you're gonna have to like go down together and figure out if this person's good for you or if this person's a lesson. Because the lovers and the devil to me are kind of like opposites attract. It's kind of like the energy of, are we soulmates or are we karmic partners? So I feel like this person's fairly significant for you. Smiley. Smiley. I feel like Spirit's not giving me a direct answer. I'm every single time I shuffle, I'm pulling 2 cards at a time for you, and one is a yes and one is a no every single time. Let me cut the deck. Hold on. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. I have the 10 of Swords. I don't feel confident in that answer, though. Haley. Haley, I have a yes for you. Some big changes are coming your way here. 8 of Wands. Oh. I'm getting a no. 10 of Swords. You're welcome, Daniela. Okay, the free list is now closed. We are going to move on to donations. If you are on the list for donations, you can donate up to 3 times in a row for 3 readings in a row. And I will not skip you won't have to like be added back to the list. So if I do your reading and you want to add on, you can do that up to 3 times. And then if you decide you want more than that, we'll put you back into rotation just to be fair to everybody that's waiting. As of right now, I have IJ on the list, and I also have M Wins as a second person on the list. This is what we've got right now that we're working with. If anybody else gets added, I will let you know. All right, first up, we have IJ for an in-depth reading. IJ, if you are here still, I think you are. Let me know what I can do for you. I got your email. Thank you. Okay, that's fine. Smiley, it looks like I got a donation from you as well, so I will add you to the list after M. Well, hi Jay. I can definitely see that. I can see that kind of triangle starting to form with this person. We have the Three of Pentacles. So as of right now, it's completely innocent. Three of Pentacles is, like seeing your value and being attracted, but I don't think this person has any plans to make any moves or do anything about this. But it's almost like a love triangle forming or something along those lines. Now, she said she's an associate. Does she associate herself like a acquaintance with N, or is she an associate, like an actual like profession? Is she an associate, like coworker of N? I feel like this person is kind of watching in the shadows. I feel like she's kind of watching your social media. She's keeping an eye on things. I feel as though she either knows of, can pick up on, sense, or maybe suspect that you are involved or that you and N are kind of interested in each other, just maybe due to like research and seeing you guys commenting on each other's stuff. And if she's close to N, then I think it's possible that N might have like brought you up and that's how you guys know each other. So depending on like that, I feel as though maybe she's not quite wanting to make any moves, but I think it's like feeling a sense of identity with what it is that you post about, maybe your perspective, the way that you think. You come across to her very different. You come across like she's really never met anyone like you. She's interested to see more. I think the main thing of her is she doesn't necessarily want to step on any toes. And I don't think that she's like has feelings for you. So this is very easy for her to keep herself at a distance. We have the King of Swords here. That's how you're coming across. I remember you asked earlier about her being attracted to your intellect, and that's like the perfect card to describe a intellectual attraction. Because the King of Swords is just very wise, street smarts and book smarts. Maybe the way that you can calmly reservedly, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but you can like be reserved and calm, but also like command attention. And I think that she's liking what she's seeing there. But I really think that she's trying to keep her distance. Meaning I don't think she'll be super forward with you and try to interrupt what's going on. But as I say, I see a triangle forming, meaning that maybe if she senses that N isn't going to move forward or make any moves and you remain unclaimed territory, and I'm saying that in quotations, that maybe she will at some point. Maybe she will move forward. I just don't think she wants to get in the way or like step on any toes. So I think she's trying to give adequate time. And like I said, she hasn't formed feelings yet. So it doesn't seem like she's eager to or desperate to communicate with you. She's an acquaintance, very cautious about who you interact with and how you interact with people. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. I think if you were interested in her, I think you'd have every right to go down that path. Just because she's an acquaintance of N, it doesn't matter. I almost feel like N has had her chance. And I think that if you're finding a connection somewhere else, that's cool too. But you're going to determine that. You're going to determine if that's something you want. But I feel like from the Virgo's perspective, she's staying on the outside. We have the Five of Pentacles. So she's kind of like, I'm not going to try to go inside that house. Like, she's like, I'm going to stay on the outside. I'm going to hang out and see what happens. And I'm not stressing it. I don't feel like she wants to jump the gun. She doesn't want to force things or rush into anything. I think she's still very much in observation mode. She's kind of keeping a watchful eye. Definitely think she has her eyes on you because the Seven of Pentacles is here. And that kind of indicates like something about you has caught her attention. And she's kind of laying low and wanting to see how this plays out. It looks like I got another donation on PayPal. So if that was you, just check in with me real quick so I can get the list organized. As it stands, this is not going to be conflict for you and N, okay? I asked if this Virgo is going to cause issues or cause conflict between you and N, and I got a no. I have the moon. This is staying under wraps. This is not anything to be concerned about. I feel like whatever thoughts or attractions or whatever are there, it's going to stay in the shadows for now. She kind of wants to just be Switzerland, I think. I think she just doesn't want to really stick her neck out there or cause like any further issue or harm. Maybe she wants to give the opportunity for you to pursue and to pursue you as well. And I also feel like from her perspective, she wouldn't want to be second fiddle anyways. So I think that she would rather you kind of play out that situation with N first. And if nothing comes of it and then you want to pursue Virgo, then you could if you wanted to. And I think Virgo would be open to it, at least as it feels right now. But I will say she doesn't have enough to go on just yet when it comes to you. It's more like just kind of figuring you out without actually having a conversation or like really having like a date or something like that. So she's maybe just kind of figuring out who you are from a distance. And so, yeah, I mean, if you want her to get to know you more, you can continue to post like more personal things on social media because I feel like she's watching. But if you're kind of like, I want to keep my distance, I want to be cautious, I don't want to like open up that door, I don't think you have anything to worry about. I think this would really require maybe a move from you first. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. The Gemini. Hey there. That was you on PayPal. What are your initials on PayPal, Gemini? You're welcome, IJ. Let me know if you have any follow up to that. Hopefully, I answered your question in full. Brian Oliver, my free list is closed. I'm so sorry. I'll be back tomorrow, though, by the way, guys. I have an impromptu live stream that I'll be doing tomorrow. And on my Instagram, I'm taking a poll or when would be best for me to go live for everyone else. So I'm Eastern Standard Time, so keep that in mind. But if you want to answer the poll over on Instagram, you can definitely do that. I can't make any guarantees, but if I get like a collective that's pretty much around the same time, then that's the time I'm going to try to go live. If you aren't already following me on Instagram, I would love a follow. I am trying to build that account over there. So if you guys want to do that, that is great. And my stories are very active over on Instagram. But Brian, try to come back tomorrow, okay? IJ sounds great. I hope you have a good night. Next up, we have M Wins. M, if you're here, please check in with me. All right, so we have M Wins, we have Smiley, and we have the Gemini on the list. The Gemini, I just need you to post your PayPal initials in the chat to verify the donation. I don't know, but I don't think I've gotten a donation from you before, and if I have, I don't know, like it's maybe been a long time. So if you can just verify that for me, please. We're going to go ahead and work on M. She is a mini reading. And I have your question, M. You emailed it. So give me 1 second. I'm going to pull that up real quick. Okay, got it. Thank you so much, Gemini. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, we are shuffling for M. All right. So something has been going on over the last 2 months, it seems, Em. Um, I feel like 2 months. I could be wrong on the timing, but that's what it feels like. I asked if this person, I asked your question and I got a no. So something makes me feel like this person's not being very clear and very straightforward with you right now, but it's like recent. It's like within the last 2 months or less is what it feels like. I feel like something is going on, something has shifted unexpectedly. I'm trying to find out what this person has not been honest about. I have the Three of Wands. I think this person is wanting to be single. I think this person's wanting to kind of, I don't know, I feel like they're kind of considering like breaking up, or they're considering moving forward like independently from you. And maybe they're just not being very like upfront about that or very straightforward about that. And I think this person's been kind of taking the last couple of weeks to really figure themselves out. And I think they're kind of like one foot out the door. I don't know what this shift is, where it came from. I feel like it's within the last couple of weeks specifically. Something has happened. But it almost seems like he's saying avoiding the inevitable. And so your question is about faithfulness, and I'm getting a no. For me, it feels more like secrecy. It feels more like I'm not being upfront with you. I'm not telling you everything that I'm feeling and what's on my mind. And I'm kind of being sneaky about things. And I'm like, I almost feel like you're in for a blind side, which I don't want for you. But I feel like you're noticing energy shifts lately, maybe within the last, I'm going to say 2 months or less, but I feel like this person, maybe in the last like month or so, is where it's really getting a little bit different. Because I feel like for a while, even if this is what this person's been thinking about, in and out energy, I feel like there's always been this determination with this person to like want to try to see it through, and really understanding your history, really understanding your importance in their life, and really wanting to make it work. But I feel like it's like within the last couple of weeks, it's like maybe they're feeling like they just need to prepare themselves for the worst. Like they need to prepare for the fact that maybe it's not going to work out. And I think that this person is kind of trying to get adjusted prematurely to the idea of being single. And so maybe they're not outright cheating, but I think that they might be doing things that you wouldn't necessarily be happy about, but because in their mind, they're kind of one foot out the door already. I think that they feel like it's okay, or they're making an excuse that it's okay. So I feel like the things he's doing, you wouldn't be happy about. I don't know if it would be a deal breaker for you, but I think that he's not being completely upfront with you. I don't think he's being completely honest. And I think that this person's kind of half in, half out right now. And I think it could go either way. So yeah, if you want to talk about this in the chat, let me know. And if you just want to send me a quick email in response to what I'm saying, feel free to do that as well. Okay, that sounds good. Are you going to email me now or later? Because before I check out of this energy, I wanted to hear what you had to say. Okay, I'll wait. I'll wait for you to send me an email. After M, we're almost done with her. After M, we have Smiley. So Smiley, if you would like to post your questions, you are more than welcome to do that now. I have you down for a mini reading. Hey, hey. All right, Smiley, I've got your question. Give me 1 second. I see. Okay. Emily, I just read your email. Hold on 1 second. All right, Smiley, I'm about to get shuffling for you. I just had to wrap up M's reading really quickly, so we're going to get started on yours now. Yeah, you're welcome, M. I think just being direct, and just like being like, let's put our cards out on the table is going to be very important, because he might be holding back on some things because he's worried about your reaction. And what I don't want for your connection is for his mentality to say, okay, well, it's just not working, and leave. when maybe if you guys had communication, you could have fixed it before it's something you guys got to that point. But he does need to be honest about, he needs to be honest about yesterday or whatever day it was. You really need to get to the bottom of that. All right, so Smiley, you said yes, no, seemed hesitant. What was your yes, no? Oh, got you. Your Valentine's room. Okay. Valentine's week seems kind of slow for you. I think that falls on a Friday, right? Yeah, a Friday. Let me look at the weekend of Valentine's Day. Because I feel like the week leading up to Valentine's Day, they're saying is very quiet. Like, not much is going on. What's happening on Valentine's Day? What's happening on Valentine's Day? What's happening on Valentine's Day? I'm seeing a gift. Ace of Pentacles, a gift. We have a King of Cups, expression of love for you. This is from someone you have history with. Are you in a relationship or are you seeing someone? I have an Emperor here and a King of Cups. Oh, I've got let's see. Is the person she's currently talking to? I'm getting a yes. King of Swords. I think though it could be more than one person, Smiley. I really do. I will say current person at least minimum, but it could be someone else as well. Meaning that there's more than one person that's going to be reaching out to you for Valentine's Day weekend. So the current person, you'll hear from them, and I think maybe the current person that you mentioned will be giving you a gift, because I was seeing a gift from you and like an expression of love. And that doesn't mean they're saying like I love you, but they're saying like, you know, trying to be romantic with you. But I did see a King of Cups and I also saw an Emperor. So it makes me wonder if maybe this is two different men. It's at least one person, but sometimes when I get an Emperor and a King, sometimes it makes me feel like it's two different people. And the Nine of Wands made me feel like you had history with this other person. So maybe it could also be someone from the past that's coming in. You're definitely established with this person at a minimum. That's why I asked if you are currently in a relationship or currently talking to someone. Yeah, on your end. Is she going anywhere? Is she going anywhere? I feel like it's intimate. I feel like it's like at your place. Like, or maybe it's at their place, but I don't think it's like, I feel like it's in. I feel like it's an evening in. That's what I'm hearing. I could be wrong. It's just not the message that I picked up that you were going out somewhere. I got 3 no's in a row on that actually. So I feel like it's more like an evening in, like a gift to your home. I hope I'm wrong. Well, you can always influence the outcome of this reading. So if you don't like what you are hearing, you can utilize your free will to change the direction that this goes. So if you're like, well, if I don't do anything, then I'm just going to end up staying home. I don't like that. Then make plans, you know? You can change the trajectory if you want to. But if you're saying I'm waiting for someone to invite me out, I don't think that's going to happen. I think you'll have to make those plans to go do something or make that suggestion to do that. Hi, Alicia. Welcome in. Thank you for liking the live stream and subscribing. I really appreciate that. Our free list is closed for the night, but I will be back tomorrow. So check in tomorrow evening, like late afternoon, evening time. I go live multiple times a week and I do free readings every time I'm live. So as long as you get here early, you can get a free yes, no every time you see me, okay? Did I see the last one? What are you referring to? Oh, your current person have someone else? It didn't. I mean, I don't know. That's not the question I asked. That's a separate reading. But I don't think so. I really don't. Your current person seems interested in you from what I gathered. You're welcome. Oh, perfect. You're welcome, Smiley. I'm happy to hear that it helped you. All right, next up on our list, we have the Gemini for an in-depth reading. The Gemini, if you're here, check in with me, please. Hey there. Okay, so I have you down for an in-depth reading. Did you want a love spread or did you have a specific question? Love spread. Okay, that sounds great. All right. No, Gemini, you do not have to ask a specific question. My love spread that I offer is the same price as an in-depth reading. And the love spread is basically where I look into feelings, intentions, like the energy, maybe strengths and weaknesses. Is there success here? Just all kinds of stuff like that. So I can just go ahead and do that for you. And maybe we can cover a little more ground. But if there was a specific question that you had, I could do that instead of the love spread. That's why I was asking. So you don't have one. You're interested in how he's feeling right now. Is there a future for us? We're in separation. And B-Day is coming up. So Gemini, let's do a love spread for you because I think that's going to cover more ground for you. I think you'll enjoy it. I think it's going to give you a lot of insight to what you're asking. So let's work on that right now. Also, thank you for being here. You said it was your first time, so I hope you enjoy your readings with me. I don't know if you've been like a long time watcher and maybe you're just now donating, or if it's just like you've never been here before. But either way, I welcome you. All right, Sag and Gemini. Sag and Gemini. SB, of course, you know it. Always have room for you, girl. Unless I'm in a hurry. Unless I've got somewhere to be. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, sounds good, SB. Well, what I will say is that I've got a lot of people that come in Gemini, and by the way, I'm a Gemini too, so that's awesome. And I have a lot of like reoccurring people that come in, so I feel I'm pretty good at what I do. I've been doing this since 2019, and I read professionally. It's all I do. Since 2022, this has been my full-time job, so I really enjoy it, and I hope you will enjoy your reading as well. All right, so first question I asked was, are they coming back? And I got a yes. It's tricky energy because it's like it's a card. It's like 4 of Cups. It's like the card that is maybe kind of neutral energy, but it lends to being a yes. So what I feel is that your person is extremely hesitant to re-enter into this connection, but I feel like his heart is still with you. And I get that because I have the 4 of Pentacles here and how he feels about you, and that's indicating that he is holding on to you. He's still kind of holding on to this, and his heart is with you. I think that I think he's just very cautious, is what I will say. As far as his intentions, he's still looking at you as an option, but he's also considering a future without you as well. So I think right now you could confidently accept that he's kind of in a limbo stage right now, that he's kind of at a fork in the road, whether that's one path leading him back to you or one path leading him forward. But I think the main thing is that he still has a lot of love for you. His candle for you has not gone out. It's still burning. I think that he's just extremely cautious about your connection. And I think that the I guess, peace of mind I can give you is that he still has feelings for you. Even though he's, maybe you guys are not in communication and he's like off doing his own thing and you're kind of not really sure where you stand, he still has love for you. You had a lot of drama between it. You're cautious too, but you still love him. So, I mean, that's what you guys have going for you, is the love that you share. And that's what brings you together, is like your drive and determination to find a way to make this work. Because I think honestly, what he would say is, if we could work out our problems, then we would be together. Because I don't think this is a matter of love and feelings. I think this is a matter of circumstances and the issues that have arisen in your connection. I think that if he could get a full on guarantee that you guys would have a perfect relationship if you guys got back together, he would do it in a heartbeat. I really don't think this has to do with his feelings for you. I think this has to do with the problems. Okay? And your inability to see the other person's side does make it really hard. It makes it complicated, because I have here the Page of Wands as a weakness. And so the negative aspect of this is not being willing to see the other person's side, acting out, feeling discouraged by the connection, being maybe very sensitive to the other person. And so I think that sometimes it's hard to work through your issues just because of these things. I think for you, you just want something stable. You want to feel like you've chosen the right person, that you've put your eggs in the right basket. I think you want to feel secure, and I think you want to feel good about this connection and proud of this connection. And I think that he's looking for any kind of hope that he can have with you, with the star. I think that he's looking for any kind of like it, because what I feel for him is it feels like it's impossible, and I feel like he's looking for any kind of glimmer of hope that this can be possible, that if you guys could work this out. And so he's kind of being hopeless, a hopeless romantic right now. I think he's wanting healing and renewal, and just like kind of, he wants to have faith in the connection. He wants to have faith in your future. And I think that he's struggling seeing that right now. I think that there are times where he misses you, but I think it's very easy for him to see the red flags, and maybe you too. And so it stops you guys from reconnecting, because no matter how much you miss each other, how much you love each other, how much you care for one another, it's like those problems are still there, and that becomes the block for your connection. It's like you're not looking at the good, you're looking at all the problems that have happened and not able to really see past that. So you're having a hard time with it. I think what you may not know is his attraction for you still stands. His passion and lust for you still stands. I think that there is potential for success with the Three of Wands, but the need to move forward and work very, very hard at this relationship in order to see those results. It doesn't mean that you guys are going to have to work really, really hard for the rest of your life to have a good relationship, but there is some hurdles that are going to, it's almost like it's going to be, the expression where it's like, it's going to get bad before it gets better. I think there's just like a lot of shit that you guys are going to have to work through first in order to get to the other side. And that's part of it, right? So these red flags that I was talking about is his inability to hold himself accountable for what he's done. And I think that could be what holds him back, because he sees these issues and he's not doing anything about it. That's why I said, Gemini, is that this doesn't have to do with your love for one another and how much you care for each other. This has to do with the problems, okay? The personalities. Remember, I said we have the Page of Wands in the negative format, which talks about someone being acting out and feeling like they are being too sensitive, and they're maybe thinking from their ego rather than what they should be from their heart, from their love. So, hey, Ray. So I think this is what I will say, Gemini. You guys are in a very fragile place right now where it really could go either way. But I feel is that if another shot is given, it's the last one. And I think that for your sake, and because I'm your reader now, and I have to care about your well-being over his, you have to find a place of acceptance for this connection, however it works out, whether you come back together or you don't, because you can't move forward with someone who's unwilling to see their side, their responsibility. And that's what I was mentioning earlier with the Page of Wands, is that you're not seeing each other's side. So when he doesn't take accountability, it means he's unwilling to see how this is affecting you and unwilling to own up to that. And you cannot be in a relationship with someone who is like that at this time. So this requires massive maturity and massive growing up and involvement on his part. And maybe there are things that you can work on that you've learned from this that maybe aren't such great things about yourself, but you can only hold yourself responsible for your own actions. You cannot make him do something that he doesn't want to do. And while this relationship has good bones and it has a lot of good things going for it, the problems are too much, and love is not enough in this circumstance. It's like you guys are not able to adapt to each other because of the problems. So can this work out? Yes. Can you guys get back together and live in harmony? Yes. Again, that's a possible outcome, but you have to do the work first. As I mentioned, it's going to get worse before it gets better. And you both have to be equally willing to do that. And I think that for him, it's not the headspace that he's in. He's putting a lot of limiting beliefs and limitations on himself mentally to think that it's almost like he would rather get back together and you just pretend that everything that went wrong didn't actually happen. He would rather clean slate it. He would rather not confront the problems and you just accept things as they are and him not hold himself accountable. And then you guys get back together. That's his preference. And unfortunately, you're a human being. Not unfortunately, you're a human being. You're a human being. So unfortunately, you can't operate like that. You need him to take some responsibility. So I think right now, my advice would be just to continue doing you, work on the things that you feel would be good to work on. Any lessons you've learned about yourself, maybe work on those things. And I think that it's definitely okay to have hope for this connection and hope that he is going to reach out to you. If you're a type of person that prays, you can pray about it. You can pray about him. You could ask his spiritual team to help you out here and be like, hey, can you knock some sense into this guy? Really need your help. You can ask for help from whatever it is that you believe in to bless this connection. But what I will say is if it's meant for you, he's going to come back and you can have peace in knowing that. And if it's not meant for you, then thank God for getting the situation out of the way to clear the path for something better. I think you have to just like say to yourself, if he's meant for me, if this is my man, if this is my partner, he'll be back and he will take responsibility for his actions. And so it's not my job to wonder or force that to happen. It's my job to just accept that whatever is going to be is going to be. And if it's not this, then it's even something better. Hey, Stray Queen. My free list is closed for the night. You're welcome to donate if you'd like, or come back next time for a free read. Get here early is my advice, because I do free readings at the beginning of every live stream, okay? All right, so Gemini, that's what I've got for you, friends. Hopefully you enjoyed your reading. This provided some type of clarity or confirmation for you. Regardless of the outcome of this connection, I do hope you have a decent Valentine's Day, and maybe we'll see you again in the future. We are going to move on to SB. SB sent her questions via Instagram. And then after SB is Ray. Donations are still open if anyone's interested. Hey, girl. All right, let me throw you up on the screen real quick. Oh, we're doing another love spread. I like this a little better for USB than the person we asked about last night. I feel like this person... Well, did you say it's your first date? I don't know if it's your first date or not. Well, what I will say is this person's looking at you as like the 10 of Pentacles. So when we look at the 10 of Pentacles, this talks about like long-term desires. So really looking at you as someone who can kind of check all his boxes. Hold on one second. I'm so sorry. Responding someone. So I feel like he's looking for long-term commitment and really feels like you're the type of person that could do that for him. And I think that he likes the idea of being able to see like maybe a family with you, or maybe some traditions. Again, we have to take this as it resonates for how well you guys know each other. But it's basically him saying, I like what I see so far. And like, I have every intention on continuing this connection until I feel differently, until I feel differently. And so whether this is the first, second, third, fourth, whatever connection, date that you guys are going on, I feel like he's in a place where he's saying, I want to continue to see this. I want to continue to nurture it and let it grow because I like what I see so far. So I really feel like with the Ten of Pentacles, it's like he's making bigger moves than I feel like maybe people in your recent past would. And I hope this is something that he carries out. And his intentions is to go the distance. So basically, how he feels about you, Ten of Pentacles means going the distance, and his intentions is the world, which means going the distance, because the world is the last step of the journey. So I think he's looking for a wife. I think he's looking to build a connection and a family. I think he's looking to build stability and security with someone. And I think that you're excited for that as well. We have the Page of Cups. So you're looking for love, comfort, kindness, maybe like a good, generous, sensitive, thoughtful person where you guys can kind of dream up a life together, and maybe someone that kind of anticipates your needs a little bit too, can kind of read you really well. And I feel like, you know, he's looking for the same thing. You guys are both coming through as pages, and his is Page of Pentacles, yours is Page of Cups. So it tells me that you both are on the same page. No one is more ahead of the other person in terms of maturity or dreams or goals or plans. I feel like he's very open-minded. I think he's well learned, like he's fairly educated. I think he's got a good culture, good tradition, good family life, I would say. And if he doesn't, it's what he wants to start with someone new. Let's see. I think really being able to get this kind of off the ground is going to be a strength for you. We have the King of Wands. This is like leadership, taking charge, really just kind of getting things done. And I think that's going to be proven as a strength for your connection. And as well as maybe him taking the lead too, because I feel like that's kind of what you're looking for. And then as far as weaknesses, we have the Devil. So let me pull another card on this. I don't really know if I can see the Devil as a weakness in terms of a Two of Cups, because that to me just talks about sexual attraction, physical attraction. Maybe it's just going to take a while for you guys to get the physical aspect going. And so, as I mentioned before, a strength of yours is to really get things off the ground. So, not saying I'm advising you to rush into a physical relationship, but there's ways to be physically affectionate that doesn't require you to disregard your morals. Do you get what I mean? Or abandon your morals. You can still be affectionate in more intimate ways without doing that. So whatever you feel comfortable with, the quicker you guys can get physical affection going would be really good for your connection. Even if that's just like kind of playfully touching his arm, holding his hand, a little kiss goodnight, even if it's something like that, I think this person really needs to feel wanted and desired. And so I think you want the same thing. So just keep that in mind. The energy around the relationship, two paths. So deciding whether or not your path is going to merge or not. I think you guys are still in the questioning stage. So I would say it's early on in the relationship is what it feels like to me, because you guys are still trying to figure each other out. The only thing that's hidden or could be hidden, we have the moon here, is that the path is not clear, but you're going to still move forward one step at a time. There could be some nervousness, some fears or worries, or like kind of holding your breath because you're like, is this going to be something that I get to move forward with and continue with, or is this just going to be another failed dating experience? So it could be something that you're both worried about. Will the relationship be successful? Is there potential here? I am getting a yes for judgment. You guys seem to be very well enlightened. You understand what it means to have good self-evaluation, good judgment, and you know how to take responsibility. And I think that's going to be proven really well in this connection as well. And this also talks about like forgiving the past, moving on, learning your lessons, but not trying to carry them into the next relationship. You said he's well established. Oh, cool. He's younger than you. That's okay. As long as he's established, that's what you want. That's all that matters. There are some men who are 40 years old and aren't established. So I truly think that, you know, age is just a number. And if you guys are in the same place, then that's great. All right. So you said, how will the date go? And then it looks like you donated again for more on what he thinks. Did you have a preference on which one I answer first? All right, so let's go ahead and just go in order the way that you donated. So how will the date go? It's 11:11 where I'm at, guys. It looks like I got a reading from you as well. Maybe a follow-up question potentially. So you will be after Ray. I posted the list. If you scroll up a few minutes, you'll see where we're at right now. I'm working on SB, and then Ray, and then you. That sounds great. Okay. How will it go? Ooh, okay. We're starting off strong. 9 of Cups. Wishes coming true. Realizing dreams, happiness, cheerfulness, joy. Holy shit. Oh my god. I think this person might be a relationship. What the hell? This is crazy. This is crazy. I feel like he's trying to sneak you away. He's trying to get you off the market, is what it feels like to me. I feel like he's like, she's mine. Go find someone else. So the 9 of Cups, fulfillment, satisfaction, confidence, happiness, wishes coming true. And then we have the 6 of Wands, which is saying he's wanting public recognition. I feel like he wants to show you off. I think he's excited being seen out with you. I feel like he feels like this is very successful. You guys feel like this is a very successful date. You might want to like gush to one of your friends about how awesome this date went. It feels, I don't know, this is kind of crazy. I don't normally get like this kind of like really good, feeling very confident type of energy for a date. It normally seems pretty neutral, but with the cards I'm getting, it feels really good. It feels like your connection is supported by other people and they're excited for you and him. And we also have the 4 of Wands, which is really where like the 4 of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune came out together. So like good luck surrounding relationships. That's really what kind of really got me, is seeing the 4 of Wands, because this talks about taking things to the next level. This talks about really setting the stage, setting a good foundation for your connection on your date. And then the Wheel of Fortune is like good luck. This also talks about divine timing and like chance and fate and destiny and things like that. So those two cards coming out together means almost like it makes me wonder if this is going to turn into something big. Don't cancel. Don't cancel. If that date's after this one, don't cancel. But yeah, I mean, I feel like, you guys are really enjoying one another. I think it's a good communication, gift of the gab, okay? So I think you guys really, I think he's a smooth talker. I think he's going to work his magic. I think there's not going to be very many awkward silences at all. I think there's going to be a lot of like being direct with you. I think he carries himself with a good amount of power, and yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is kind of a very like chemistry filled connection. Like I feel like you guys see each other and sparks are flying or something. We will see. You'll have to tell me how this goes. I'm very curious now. All right. All right, what does he think? What does he think? What does he think? Oh my gosh, Ace of Cups! Girl, if the cards are not lying, I feel like he's going to have a hard time holding back from you. The Seven of Swords and the Page of Swords keep coming up, and this feels almost like he wants to whisk you away. He wants to keep you a secret. Like he wants to learn about you and he doesn't want anyone else to have you. Like I keep getting this like feeling of wanting to take you off the market, Again, he likes the public recognition. He likes showing you off. He's not like scared to like be out and about with you, but I feel almost like he doesn't want anyone else to see you or whatever. Like he feels like the kind of energy that's like, this is my woman. Like she's mine. So he might try to claim territory like very early. He might also too, because that was kind of the energy of the last reading, is I don't know if you guys have planned a date yet, but he might be like really excited to show you like his spots, like his watering holes, the place that he likes to go to that he feels are like very charming and that maybe not a lot of people know about. Because there's just a sense of like privacy and intimacy that's coming along with the Seven of Swords and the Page of Swords, because the Seven of Swords is like where I'm sneaking off to like be myself. I'm letting my hair down. I'm kind of showing you or wanting to show you parts of himself that he doesn't show other people. Ace of Cups indicates that he feels like this is a really good new love connection and potentially new romance, new relationship. I think that he thinks what he's seen so far, this can turn into love. I think he's worried he's probably worried like you are. He's worried that things might kind of like blow up, or go bad, because I think maybe that's been the experience. He feels like you're a very loving person. You're really bubbly. You really like just kind of put yourself out there. And he feels like you have a lot of drive and determination because you kind of brush yourself off and keep going. And he sees that as resilient. He sees that as someone who has a lot of strength. If he knows about you having a child, maybe you kind of just get that out there in the open. I think that he does like this aspect of you as well. And if not, I think that he will still appreciate this aspect of you if he doesn't know yet. Let's see. Like almost like an admiration, if that makes sense. I think that He also is excited to kind of develop a friendship with you alongside the romance. So he's excited to see what it's like to spend time with you. Maybe over time, kind of building that up as well, and seeing like if you ever get tired of each other. Because I think that's like one of the biggest things is that you really enjoy spending time together. That's something that my husband had said to me is that he gets tired of people very easily. And he said that I was one of the people that he's ever met that he just didn't get tired of being around. And that was like so sweet. That was like such a sweet compliment because it's like we literally live together, sleepovers every single night, been together 9 years. And I'm just like, yes, he's home. I'm so excited to see you. Like, and to know that we've been together for so long and I still get that feeling is awesome because that's kind of rare. So I think for him, the person you're asking about, I think he's excited to build that friendship um alongside of the romance because he's saying like romance isn't always going to be the forefront of the connection, even though I think he's a very sexual person. I'm going to tell you right now, I think he's a very sexual person, but I feel like he knows that that's not the basis of a relationship. That's not the foundation. You have to have both. And so I think he's just really excited to spend time with you and see how that goes because I think so far he feels like you are enjoyable to talk to and he loves talking to you and he's kind of sad if the conversation comes to an end. So he's thinking to himself, well, if she's this great, like talking over the phone, then imagine how good it's going to be in person. So I think he's really excited. I think he might even like show up with some kind of gift for you. But I think what it is like you probably told him some things. I think that he's it's so funny because you're like, what does he think of me? And I'm over here giving you things that like his intentions are coming through very strongly. But what that tells me is what that translates to is that he has such a good feeling about you that you just are you and he's cool with that. He's over here daydreaming about like all the things that you guys could be. So I think that's really exciting. I think he's also I hope you enjoy yourself. I think he's also taking note of the things that are important to you as well, so that way he can kind of use that in the future to his advantage, to surprise you, to gift to you, to I don't know, he's taking a special interest in you as well. I think he just feels you're extremely loving, very caring. I'm also getting like hourglass body. I don't know if you've shown him like full body pictures of yourself, but he's definitely liking the shape, is what I'm getting. Lots of cups in this reading as well. If you guys have talked at all about like history, like the dates you've been on, relationships you've been on, so and so, I think he kind of wants to rewrite that story a little bit, in hopes that this is what he thinks that it is, and that he can be that person for you. But again, he's looking at you as just being very strong, determined, resilient, loving, very beautiful, and kind of just looking forward to what's to come here in this connection. There you go. He likes your personality. He likes the conversations you've had. I think he's just taken a big interest in you. Your booby area. Oh my gosh. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. Well, I really hope this becomes something more. I feel excited talking about this connection more so than the one last night. Maybe you guys will have a hard time holding back. We'll see. You're welcome, SB. You need a good connection. I'm ready for you to be like, we're together. I'm in a relationship. Like, that's what I'm looking forward to. Whoever that is, of course. Ray, if you're in here, will you check in with me, please? All right, Ray, give me 1 second and we'll get shuffled for you. Will you get an interview for the resource position? All right, I'm getting a yes for you. I have the Ace of Pentacles, the Sun, and the Knight of Pentacles. So I definitely think an interview is on board, maybe even an offer for this position. The Ace of Pentacles is basically expressing that you will be given an opportunity to be vetted for this position. The Sun indicates that the sun is shining down on the situation. So that just means it's a very positive time for you, and that like this should go well, like you should have this opportunity. Let's see, anything else about this interview that you can let me know of? Anything else about this interview? If it starts off being like multiple candidates, like if it starts off being like 10, 15, whatever, I think it's going to shrink down very quickly to like 2 or 3 people. And I think that you will be amongst those few. But like I said, I think you might even be given offered or being offered the position. I think that they're wanting you to go into the interview being confident, but being like reserved. Not necessarily like spilling your guts to them and like oversharing. Of course, you can show like your personality, your competence, and talk about like your skill set, but just be very professional, I guess, is what I'm being called to tell you during this interview. Let's see, just don't like overshare is basically the message. Let me know what your follow-up is to this if you have any. It's hard a little bit to elaborate on yes/no questions because they're yes/no, but I'm happy to pull another card or two if you have a related question to this reading. If you get it, will you start after the school year is over? All right, let's have a look. Yep, I'm getting a yes on this. I have the same card I pulled in the, like previously for you, the Knight of Pentacles, but I also have the Star. These are both yes cards for me, and it feels almost like the acceptance happens earlier. Or sorry, not the acceptance, the offer and acceptance happens earlier in the season. Where are we right now? I'm trying to think. We're going into Aquarius season, I want to say. Let me think here. Yeah, we're in Aquarius season now. I would say it'll be like maybe around spring or a little before then where you will get offer and acceptance. And then I think in the summer is when the job starts. So, cuz I have the Star here and I don't know, I'm seeing a lot of water, and a lot of times I'm going to see water, I think of cups, I think summertime. So I don't know, that's the impression I'm getting. So I'm going to say yes, you will start it after the school year, but I think the acceptance and offer comes like months before that. Okay? There may be a little bit of overlapping of the two jobs, but I don't think it will be. If it is, I don't think it will be anything crazy. You're welcome. All right, so next on the list I have M. M wins. Hey girl, I'm reading your question now. Okay, let's take a look. All right, M. So I'm gonna just say yes. I'm gonna say it is in your best interest. The problem that I foresee with doing this is that you guys are in a committed relationship. And I think that it's very hard to do something like this. It's one thing if you guys were like dating or in the talking stages, but you guys are like in a relationship. And in order for the relationship to be strong, and if you, especially if you don't see each other every single day, it's like the only form of contact that you have is through communication. And it's not like you guys live together and you're just letting him have some me time. It's like it's your only form of contact. And so I think this will be very hard for you. But if you can do that, I am getting a yes that this would be in your best interest. I think that he needs some time on his own. And it doesn't mean you're officially announcing it. You're not saying, hey, I'm taking a break from you. Do not announce this to him. Just change your energy if you can. Because I think that he needs to feel like you're falling back a little bit. He needs to understand where he's at and where he's coming from. I think he's feeling very boxed in, very much in a corner. I think he needs to understand that you want him, you don't need him. And if he wants to make some kind of effort, he's going to notice. Maybe not in 24 hours, but I think after like 2 days or 3 days, something like that, of you just not communicating with him at all, I think he's going to be like, wait, this is weird. What's going on? And I think that's when he would intend on reaching out to you to figure out what's happening. I think you'll learn a lot about your connection through taking a couple of days apart as well. I think you'll realize how quickly is he trying to get a hold of you. Is he able to go days on end without communicating with you? Because if so, that's a red flag. Is he noticing it right away? Because that's a good thing. That's a green light. If he's noticing within 24 hours that you haven't really talked and he's like, hey, what's up? Where have you been? I haven't heard from you. That means that he is very aware of you. He's paying attention to you. That should give you a little bit of peace of mind. But I think that this is good for him as far as being able to figure his stuff out, have some space that he doesn't even know is going to happen. And I think for you, it'll be good for you to see how he reacts. Because if you're going like 3 days, and maybe that's what you expected. Maybe you're like, okay, I'll do like 3 days, but then I'll reach out to him. If you haven't heard from him in those 3 days, I think that's going to be extremely eye-opening for you. I think you need to see kind of how he responds to this. I think you need to see, like, does it matter to him that we're taking a step back? And I think this is going to be very eye-opening for you. So that is my overall answer for you. Let me know if you have any follow-up to that in regards to that question, or if you need anything confirmed. And I did get your donation for an in-depth. So that works for me. If you want to get started on that now, let me know. Okay, you're welcome. Okay, cool. So I'm just ready for you. I know it's going to take you a second to get the email typed up, but I'll let you know once I get it on my end, okay? Oh, you sent it on Cash App. Okay, hold on. Let me pull it up. All right. So the advice. Let's take a look here. Hey, Eliana. Welcome in, girl. How are you? Oh, awesome. I'm glad to hear it. I'm doing well. I was gonna say I'm gonna be working tomorrow for the first time on a Saturday. I think in since like April, I'm pretty sure. No. I've worked weekends before this. What am I talking about? My husband changed his schedule. So I think since September. I'm gonna have a little time tomorrow to go live, so that's gonna be interesting. What are Saturdays like? Do you work Saturdays at all? Do you live stream? All right, so one of the messages is to not rush into it, to allow nature to take its course. They're basically saying, don't make any like rash decisions. Don't break up, and also don't like be overly direct with him right now. I think what your plan is important, because the card I have here is that it's important to take a step back and spend some time alone and focus. Instead of focusing on him, give to yourself during this time. So essentially just be in observation mode is going to be really important for you. Usually after 4. Okay, cool. It can get busy because not a lot of readers can come on during. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, well, that's good to know. I was just trying to figure out what time would be best to go live. So yeah, they just don't want you to make any big moves right now. Consider this like your own personal Mercury in retrograde, where it's not important to try to start something new, to change something, to sign contracts, to break up. Don't make any like crazy, sudden, knee-jerk moves. And also consider how you're acting with him as well, because sometimes when we're uncertain or feeling unstable in our connection, we can get like this sudden surge of emotions, and they get very concentrated, and we feel like we have to have them addressed immediately. And I think this can also really take someone, kind of like shock them a little bit and kind of come out of left field, and they're like, what's going on? And before you know it, you worked yourself up into a tizzy. You're trying to have a conversation, you're trying to get information that you deserve to have, but it's just a lot at one time. So I think they're just saying like, don't make any sudden moves. Just don't rush anything. Don't force anything. Just kind of let things happen. And yeah, I'm getting that confirmation that taking a step back is going to be key for you right now. I think you might want answers immediately because I think your fear is getting confused with your gut instincts a little bit. I think that what you'll have to like realize is that whatever he's going to do, he's going to do. And that's not your business. And by saying that's not your business, I don't mean you don't deserve to know, because you do. But I mean, this other person is going to do whatever they're going to do. So let them show their cards. Let them do the right thing or not. And then you can base your decision off of that, because you can't control what someone else does. What someone else does is on them, but how you react is on you. And I think that a lot of times we can kind of hold really tightly on our relationships and our people, because we think if we control the situation and we, you know, are strategic and we know their every move and we like, you know who they're texting and who they're talking to, and you know, if we're just like very, very controlling, then we're protecting ourselves from getting hurt. But that's not the case. All that does is make the other person feel very uncomfortable, and it puts us in a position where we are going to end up fulfilling our own prophecies that we actually truly don't want to happen. And if your person wants to lie to you, they're going to lie to you. If this person wants to be faithful, they're going to be faithful. And there's not really much you can do about it. So don't put the blame on yourself to feel like you have to control how this goes. That you feel like if you have this conversation right now, that you're going to be able to fix everything, because it's not necessarily going to be the case. I think you need to be in your feminine energy, and you need to kind of like sit back, relax, and watch and see what moves he makes, and let him prove himself to you, rather than feeling like you need to demand that satisfaction right away. You deserve to feel joyful. You deserve to feel love. And regardless of the circumstances that you currently find yourself in, even though you guys, you know, you said you've been doing okay, it's just kind of stressful. I think that you need to find ways to feel joy that's not stemming from him. Find ways to feel joy in other areas. As far as advice and how to deal with him right now, I think that your first step will be, I would say 3 days. I feel like that's a good amount of time to really kind of see, has he noticed your absence and all of that? And then we can reassess at that time. But I think that if you're looking for some type of clear, straightforward communication from him, and he's not able to give that to you, I think that's a big deal. And I think that's something you're going to have to consider is, am I okay having a partner that doesn't know how to have direct communication with me, that doesn't know how to face confrontation? Is that okay with me? Is that the kind of partner that I want in my life? So take this time over the next couple of days as well to really assess and analyze, what are you looking for? Make a list of your dream guy. Make a list of the person that like you're just like, oh, this is how they look, this is how they talk, this is how they act, this is what they do, this is how they treat me. And then make a list of everything that he does and he acts and he looks and he whatever and how he treats you. Do those two things match up? Do those things make sense together? Are they the same? Is he checking all of your boxes? And if not, are there those areas and ways that he can improve? Yes. But are they ways that he wants to improve? We're not sure yet. So I think just really taking the time, surrender, let go a little bit, and you kind of just have to make some decisions based on the actions that you see from him moving forward. and try not to like make any, like I said, rash decisions right now. But yeah, I think the message is cycling, so that usually means that there's nothing else to be said. But if you have any questions or any follow-up to this, please let me know. I think you just have to accept the situation for what it is right now and hope for the best. Hope that it's all going to work out the way that it should, and try to trust in that regardless of what that means. Oh, you sent for an in-depth? I'm so sorry, I didn't realize. Oh, an in-depth love spread. Okay. After this donation, if you want to continue to donate, I'll have to put you back into rotation. I'm just letting you know in advance, okay? Let me update the donation list really quickly. Hey, Philomena, welcome in. Hey, Terry, thank you so much. How are you? Hey, Philomena, welcome in. All right, let's take a look here. In-depth love spread. Okay, let's take a look for you. In-depth love spread. Oh my gosh. I bet it is. I'm doing good. Have you heard from your daughter? How is she doing? Do you know? Yeah, I'm doing good over here. Just vibing, you know? The love spreads are kind of popular tonight. Mm-hmm. All right, so you're sure you'll do that tonight as well? So, all hope is not lost with this person. I want to be clear. But I feel almost like he's looking at you not so much as a girlfriend as more like someone who is smothering him. And that is not fair from your perspective and just objectively, because you have tried to be very supportive. You've probably bit your tongue quite a bit. You've probably held back a lot in the connection because you're trying to give him his space and you're trying to be understanding. But I feel like for him, because his threshold for handling pressure right now is so low, that anything extra, even if it means you being unhappy or dissatisfied with his actions or his behavior or what he's doing, even if, like I said, it's innocent, I still feel like it's adding more to him. And that's not fair to you. because just because he's experiencing pressure from other places doesn't mean that he can, just walk all over you and treat you any kind of way, be mad at you, frustrated. And even if he's being very neutral, even if he's like not really saying anything mean or coming from a place of anger, but he's still not giving to you, that's still a problem because he chose to be in this relationship with you. So I feel like that somehow you guys have to find the love again. You have to find like the playfulness again. He needs to look at you as not so much as like an extra pressure, but like an escape. And I'm trying to understand where that shift comes into play, because he should want to spend time with you. He should want to, like, if he's, imagine when you have a crush on someone and maybe the world like is really handing it to you. That crush, if you're spending time with them, they're like an escape. You forget about all your worries, all your troubles, because you're so swept up in the moment with that person. That's what you should be to him. You should be an escape for this person. You should be the person that he goes to like feel release from these pressures. You shouldn't feel like an extra burden to him. And so that kind of tells me that there's not been enough attention on this connection as far as like playfulness and having fun. It's like you guys are like kind of letting go the best part of the relationship and only focusing on maybe the hardest parts of the connection. So if there's a way to bring back playfulness, that would be great. Because in terms of how he feels about you and the connection, we have the Tower. So he feels like everything's kind of imploding. And I think that what he wants is an easier future. I think what he wants is things to be just unblocked, completely free flowing. He doesn't want to feel like he's disappointing you every single time you have a conversation. He wants to feel like he's making you happy. And that you guys are getting on well. And I think that you are looking for some sense of direction from him. That's what you want. That's what you're looking for. And I think that he would like to reconnect with you and like remember all the reasons why you guys got back together in the first place. So I think that that might be another advice, kind of like adjacent advice, is after taking some time apart and figuring things out, if the connection is something you decide to pursue, trying to get together and find ways to be playful and have fun is going to be really important right now. Just remembering why you guys are together in the first place is going to be very important. I have the Four of Wands as far as your strengths. And so that indicates to me that even though I had said earlier, he's like kind of 1 foot out right now, I think he's feeling like he's trying to avoid the inevitable, because maybe his instincts are, his gut feeling is that like this, it has an expiration date. I think he's trying to pretend that he's not feeling that way, and he's trying to ignore that inner feeling because he does feel committed to you. He does feel like, you're his person, and I don't think that he's ready to face that right now. What pulls you apart is the fact that he can get so far away mentally. He's not here. He's not present. He doesn't know how to be in the present moment. He's so far away. Like he's thinking about the past. He's thinking about the future. He's thinking about everything except for what's going on right now. And he's not able to really be in the moment. And I think that's becoming very difficult for your connection, because he's thinking about this, and that, and he's got so much going on in his mind, and maybe you too, but neither of you are really enjoying each other right now. And like, that's a problem. Energy around the relationship, we have the Page of Swords, which means that there's just a lot of delays in your relationship where you just don't really feel like you guys are on the same page. You feel like if you're looking for an answer from him, it's taking forever. It's like pulling teeth because he's not giving you what you want or what you need. The energy is that patience is needed here. This is like a real test of your patience right now. So it's almost like the energy around the relationship versus the underlying, like the overall energy versus the underlying energy. It feels almost like the opposite. It feels like the underlying energy is I want to know, I want to figure it out, I want to make a quick decision, I want to be hasty, I want to be impulsive, I want to like just get answers immediately. I want to snap my fingers and have this all figured out. Whereas the overall energy is urging you and encouraging you to just take it slow, to not do that, not rush into things. The relationship success, I do have a yes. I do like that the card is the Queen of Pentacles because this is a very like nurturing, loving energy. It's the card of being the wife, being the significant other. Um, so that being a yes to me means that it is something that you guys can work out. But like I said, you're in a very fragile state right now, your relationship. And I really think that it can go either way. And I think we have to figure out ways to make it tip on the side of staying together if that's what you want. So we need to think of things that we can do to bring the two of you together. So I think trying to reconnect, doing funny things together, even if you have to play games like at a distance, maybe not just having conversations, but actually like playing a game together, um, doing something that just kind of brings you joy from a distance. I actually saw someone, I don't know if you've seen those like viral TikToks where like it's a couple that's like two people and one of them makes a face and the other person makes the sound for the face the person's making. And then I actually saw someone do that with her friend, but she was sending a GIF. And then if the other friend was sending a voice note of that. So I don't know if like you know what I'm talking about. It's like I'm not going to make any sense if you don't know what I'm talking about. But basically like there's things that you guys can do at a distance that can bring more fun into the relationship. But there's other things you can do. There's tons of apps online, tons of games you can play, things that you can do with each other that kind of takes the pressure off of like what's going on with us and on to let's have some fun together and let's remember why we're in the relationship in the first place. So that's what I have for you, Em. I hope you have a good rest of your night. You're free to donate again if you'd like to do so. But again, like I said, we'll have to put you back into rotation. So next on the list I have is Eliana. Eliana for an in-depth reading. You're welcome, Em. Have a good evening, sweets. I can, yeah. This has been I've done 4 of these already. This is crazy. I haven't done this many love spreads in a very long time. All right, love spread on Mike and Eliana. Hey Raymond, no free, but I'm taking donations. Eliana, that works. All right, in depth, Mike and Aliana. No, thank you. Since you've been active on social media, he's been active. You're gonna take a few days off just to see if he does the same. Oh, like you're testing it. That's funny. I just got another donation on PayPal. So if that's you, feel free to check in with me whenever you can. So Aliana, he feels that you have moved on. So I have the 8 of Cups. He feels that you are gone and he's watching you walk away from him and feeling, I think, disappointed about this. This is the card of feeling abandoned, even though that may be too strong of a word, because you did not abandon him. He made a bad decision and you reacted to that bad decision. But I think that in some way he feels like you are like leaving him in the dust, which is requiring him to have self-analysis and self-discovery and looking within because of the disappointment that he feels regarding your connection. As far as his intentions right now, he's staying stuck. He's staying in one place. It's the 8 of Swords of restriction. So there's part of him that probably is victimizing himself, and then there's another part of him that's like, no, I can't do this. Now, I still view that as progress because he was victimizing himself completely before, and maybe like that's taken a bit of a turn. And so I still think it's I still think it's a better place than where he was at. But the intentions of restriction make me feel like he's just going to stay stuck for a little while. I think for you, you're just like, let's get on the same page. Like, this was kind of stupid. This was kind of ridiculous what just happened. And no, I'm not going to tolerate you like talking to me like that, but at the same time, this was dumb. Like, this was just honestly so stupid what happened between us. And the Hierophant's here. So it's like, I just want to get on the same page with you. I just want to make sure that like we have a mutual understanding. I want to know that you get where I'm coming from and why I felt and reacted the way that I did. But let's go ahead and move on from that now that we're on the same page. So I think for you, you're just kind of like, this is so silly. And maybe to him, it's not. He's feeling kind of like it's like affecting him more on an emotional level. I think honestly, you would let it go as long as you knew that he would never treat you like that again. As long as he would never say those things, then you could easily brush this off. For him, I don't think that's the case. I think he's wanting, it's like more of an involvement from him psychologically. Like, I wouldn't say he's getting emotional about it, but I would say it's like messing him up, like his psyche a bit. As far as what he wants with you is like sensuality, he's wanting affection, he's wanting all of the things you get with having a romantic relationship with someone, Queen of Pentacles. I think he also wants you to be concerned for him. He wants you to care for him. He wants to feel adored and taken care of by you in like a feminine sense, like you nurturing him and things like that. So he wants to basically feel your love. I think maybe he feels that you're very cold right now. Hey, Jano, thank you for your donation. Let me add you to our list really quickly here. One second. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. You said it was so dumb. I feel more balanced. Yes. I'm trying to figure out where I left off here. Oh, yeah. Okay. So what brings you together and what pulls you apart? Three of Pentacles. Believe it or not, you guys kind of think alike. Like, you guys think kind of similarly. Like, I think, Eliana, you have like this dark feminine energy, but I also feel like you can like switch into your masculine very easily. So like, if you need to, you can think like a guy. You can think like a dude if you need to. And I think that you guys have like, you know, similar mindset, similar thinking. And in that regard, I think maybe you can be kind of similar. So the Three of Pentacles as a strength indicates that you guys do have the ability to have a really good friendship. Like, even if this wasn't romantic, I think you guys could still be really good friends. Like, you could be like homies, you know? You could be like friends. But I think because there's that attraction there, of course, that's not what it'll only ever be. Oh, Jesus. My cat is having a hairball right now. Are you okay, Bodhi? All right, give me 1 second. I've got to put him in his room. My cat just threw up everywhere. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Maybe this is fucking Mike releasing his demons. Oh my god. Alright, guys. You both in here? I'm just staying here for now. At least he didn't throw up on my shoes this time. Oh my gosh. That's hilarious. Oh my god, he did? Ugh. I know he I don't know what's going on with him. I feel like I need to brush him more or something. We also switched up his food back to the old one that he had, and he's having less hairballs. But it's crazy. And he's the only one that it happens to. I don't see my other cat get them very often. So it could just be his tummy as well. He's a dead ass as Mike releasing his demons. Because him or you or the other cat had a hairball the other night. Or him or your other cat. It's funny. Yeah, so weaknesses straight up just communication. We have the Ace of Swords. So just this, you have the same wavelength and the same mental frame of mind, but trying to get on the same page in communication might be a little hard for you. And that's your weakness at this time. Overall energy, we have the Six of Swords. This also talks about moving on. Similar energy to Eight of Cups to me, but it's in a more positive light, the Six of Swords. So the overall energy is this desire to move on, but not necessarily away from each other. Just move on from this. What you may not know, things that are hidden, Seven of Wands, you guys are both still fighting for this. He's fighting for it, you're fighting for it. It's just not something you both are aware of about the other person. Does the relationship have successful potential right now? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm getting a no, but again, energies can change. It's just right now there's too much. You guys are too much at odds right now. You guys are at opposing sides. There's conflict that hasn't been worked through, and I think this is serving as the basis of your distance. There's a big elephant in the room in your connection right now, and until that's resolved, it's very likely that you will just move on from each other. So I think that's why I'm getting a no. Yeah, I decided I'm just going to clean up his hairball after I get off of here. I just put him in his room with my other cat that was already in there and said, all right, well, I'm tempted to leave it for my husband to take care of, but it's just ridiculous. He does all the gross chores that I don't want to do. Eliana, you're very welcome. All right, so we got 2 more people on the list tonight. We have Terry and we have Jano. And then I've got to get going. But I will be back tomorrow sometime. I'm just not exactly sure when. I did put a poll over on Instagram. If you guys want to see me tomorrow at a certain time, you guys can go drop a message on the story and let me know what time is good for you. Once I get like a collective time that seems to work for everyone, then I will go live at that time. I don't go live on Saturdays very often. I'm usually off, but I decided to go on tomorrow. So be there or be square. Terry, I have you for a BOGO. I'm ready when you are. Terry, are you here? All right. Terry, we're going to give you one more minute to check in, then I'm going to move on to Jano. Maybe they'll give you a second to come back in. Oh, hey, girl. All right. First question you'd like to know about Xavier's feelings towards you and the connection. What has come of his awareness? You know he's going to come back? Okay. Xavier's feelings towards Terry. Two of Cups. The Seven of Pentacles wanted to come out, but it hasn't so far. I just saw it while I was shuffling. So that indicates to me that he has strong romantic feelings for you. I think that he still views you as his woman. Like I don't think he's out here just sleeping around. Like, and if he is, it's like trying to think of a reference. Like I'm thinking The Last Kingdom or Vikings, where like people were going to be gone for like months and months and months at a time. So while they were away, they would hook up with other women, but it was just for sex, but it wasn't for emotion because they still had a woman waiting for them at home. Like that's what it feels like to me. Is I just don't feel like he has any interest in other women. I think that when he thinks of you, he feels the emotional tie to that. It doesn't feel like he has interest in other women. I think that when he thinks of you, you are that person to him. And I think that there's definitely like this emotional tie to you as well. So you're his woman in his eyes. Now, the Seven of Pentacles not coming out indicates to me that he still isn't ready to invest in the way that you need him to. It's like he's almost there, like the card almost came out, but he's still holding back. He's still keeping his independence and secluding himself away from you right now. We have the Nine of Pentacles and the Hermit cards. This is like seclusion, isolation, independence. So he's still kind of keeping himself away from you for whatever reason. But he's saying she's my girl. She's my woman. Like when he thinks of girlfriend, it's you. When he thinks of wife, it's you. It's not even really a title for him. It's just you are his girl. The Lovers here makes me feel like he feels like this soul connection to you, and he feels like he hasn't quite been the right partner for you, but he still considers you his partner. He even has like a strong sexual connection to you as well. So I think that it's possible when he comes back, he might try to hook up with you while he's there. I think he only wants to show you the best parts of himself. He doesn't want you to see the negative side. He wants to just share his good news with you, not his bad news. I think he's like, she already probably thinks really bad of me, and so whatever I tell her, I hope and I want it to be good. I think he's trying to put his best foot forward and still wants to make a good connection on a good impression for you. I think this is the type of man who just kind of wants to be free. He wants to do his own thing. I think that he feels tethered to you in a sense of like energetically, like, but he still wants to go off and be his own person and be his own man. And it's like, I don't think you guys, when you think of relationships, when you think of what you want for yourself, and when he thinks about what relationships mean to him, you guys have different definitions of that. Like if I were to say to you both, if I were to say, Terry, write down what a relationship means to you, and I'd say, Xavier, write down what a relationship means to you, I think you guys would be on completely different pages. And so it's almost like he wants to be free as a bird. Like he wants to just be able to just go do what he wants to do. And it's not a matter of being a womanizer or being a player. It's just he doesn't fit the mold for a traditional, conventional relationship. And I think that's gonna be really hard for you because you can't really ever pin him down. And he is aware of this about himself. And It's basically like if anybody was going to make him settle down, it's going to be you. So you can take pride in knowing that, but I just feel like it's still not enough. So you said I just know he's coming, want to see what's coming up with that also, and just our connection. So do you want your second question to be like what's coming up with when he comes to visit? Do you want me to do that for your second question? I almost feel like he feels committed to you, Terry. Like I almost feel like he's not out messing around really. I think that you're his wife basically in his eyes. Whatever that means for him. I just feel like he doesn't like to conform to the norm. I think this is part of his journey in this life is to pave his own path, and that's what he's aware of. And I think that um the reason that he would settle down and stay with you and help raise the baby and all of that would be because he feels it's his duty, he feels it's his responsibility. But I don't think that that's what he naturally feels is his path or his way. Actually got bumped out. I was saying that I don't think that's what he feels is naturally his way or naturally his path. And so being with you and being that support to you would be out of obligation or out of responsibility duty. And I think that's why you have such a hard time pinning him down. I think that's why it's so hard to get him to just stay put and just be there and be present because it's just not in his code. It's not who he intrinsically is. And like you said, he has responsibilities in other areas. And so this is just adding on. You feel that way about him too all the time. You feel it when he's not communicating his feelings. You feel that. Yeah. And this is the hard part is like family obligation, family responsibility is so strong, especially in certain cultures. Like I'm watching a show right now, 90 Day Fiance, and it's happily ever after. They have a bunch of spin-offs, and there's a season that we're on right now, and we're finishing it up. But there's two people on there, and one of the guy, he's from Samoa. He's of Samoan culture, and I guess it's in their culture to take care of your parents when, even if you're grown up and moved out, even if you get married, you're supposed to send them money back to take care of them. Even if you go to America or wherever you are, it doesn't matter. It's like in the culture to take care of your parents monetarily, financially. And so it's a lot of pressure. And I see how that's like also putting pressure on his wife as well and pressure on their kids to feel this obligation to his family. I feel like when you get married, that should be, like in American culture, when you get married, your spouse becomes your priority, your family that you're making with that person becomes your priority. But I feel like in certain family structures and maybe even certain cultures, that it's like it doesn't matter if you've started a new family with someone, you still have that pressure or that obligation of the past family. Yeah, you already said to yourself you can't compete with them. And that may be why he's holding back from being in a relationship with you, Terry. I think that's kind of what he maybe he's realizing too about himself, is that he's already feeling torn between you and them. Imagine if you guys got married. Imagine if he committed to you in a very serious way, how much more torn he would feel. Like he already feels it now. It would be like 10 times worse, which might be the nail on the head and the reason why he hasn't fully committed to you, because he's thinking to himself, I'm just going to be digging myself a deeper hole. It's going to be even more complicated. Terry's going to hate me so much because then I'm going to just disappoint her every single day. You told him you and Co will never have you, so I just think it's better we just leave it as it is. But I just know he's going to show up to come see our son. But today I haven't messaged him or talked to him. How does he feel about that? Yeah, it's hard. All right, let's take a look here. Next question. I think he just doesn't want to put you through his family drama and his family responsibility. And until he can separate himself from them, until he can put his foot down and say, no, enough is enough, he's never going to be able to move on with his life. All right, so I asked how he feels about you not messaging him or talking to him today. And I have the moon, so I think that this is disappointing him. The moon is like darkness, sadness, secrecy. So maybe he's trying to play it cool. He's trying to act like everything is fine, and it's not taking the toll that it actually is on him. And I feel like it's making him feel insecure. He's probably trying to like give you excuses. Like he's probably trying to make up in his mind excuses as to why you haven't reached out. Like he's probably saying, oh, she's with the baby, or she's just, she's very busy, she probably has a lot going on today. I really think that he's just like making up reasons in his mind to make himself feel better as to why you haven't reached out. But I do feel it's making him feel insecure, and I do feel like he's feeling left out. But he's trying to tell himself that it's for other reasons, that you're not ignoring him, you just have other things going on. Oh my gosh, are you serious? Wow, that's wild. What's coming up with his visit? We have the moon here, but it's in reverse this time. I think he's confused. I think that he doesn't know where he stands with you, and I think he's going to be a bit cautious when he shows up. I think he's going to try to play it cool. He's going to maybe try to feel you out, to take the temperature of the room, try to see, like, are you what is the word? Receiving him well? Like, are you welcoming him? Are you communicating with him? Are you making this all about your son? Or is there any room for dialogue between the two of you? I think he's really just going to be feeling the situation out. And for him, he's going to really make it a lot about Koa, really make it a lot about your son. Because I think Koa is the name of your son, I think is what you said. So I think he's going to be focusing a lot more on your son and maybe just trying to use that to kind of pull at your heartstrings a little bit, to be a little bit more open with him. I think his main objective when he comes is to not make things awkward between you guys. I think he's going to want to break the ice, and I think he's going to want things to feel comfortable, or as comfortable as it possibly can. I think he feels very much in the dark about where you stand as a couple, but he's going to try to do what he can to reassure you that you still have his heart, is what it seems. I think also he may at some point during the visit try to be affectionate with you and see if you're responsive to that. But like I said, he's probably going to try to pull at your heartstrings a little bit through your son. But he's going to try to break the ice. Like I said, his main objective is he doesn't want things to be awkward between you guys. I don't think that he's prepared for any big conversations. Like, I don't think he's prepared for a big talk. I don't think he's like sitting here going, oh, like, I don't think he wants to have the conversation of where have you been? What's been going on? Why haven't you been here? Why haven't you supported us? Like, he doesn't want that. He doesn't want that at all. He wants like the path of least resistance. He doesn't want any resistance from you, and he hopes that's how it goes. I think he can be very charming with you. And I think he might try to put on the charm a little bit because he's going to try to make this as painless as possible. He says his name. It's all I wanted, for him to be there for him. So he's going to maybe even try to take your guide. Like, he might try to get your input as well while he's here. Like, oh, well, how do you do this? Or how do you do that? To kind of like appease you and make you feel like he trusts you and what you say. But it's very much going to be like, my son, my son. There's going to be a lot of like pride when he sees him, when he's spending time with him. And I really think that leaving the visit, I think, is really going to make him reflect. I think it's going to make him see what he's been missing out on. And I think that, you don't really know what you're missing if you don't know what you're missing. And I think that this time he'll see what he's missing out on. And now it's going to be real for him. And he's going to want to have the same like place as Koa's parent. He's going to want to feel like he has a say. He's going to want to feel like he is just as much of a parent as you are. Even though he hasn't been showing up like that like he should, he's still going to feel that way. And I think, Terry, for you, you're just going to have to accept whatever level of being a part of Koa's life as he's able to give to you. Because Koa is going to appreciate the fact that you didn't say it's this or nothing. You said whatever you can do is going to be good for Koa in the end. Because Koa is going to want to have some kind of relationship with him, and he's going to be very upset if you stood in the way of that. It's kind of reminding me of the show Gilmore Girls, where Lorelai had Rory, and Lorelai dated Rory's dad, and they had a kid together. And Rory's dad is only like, he's like a part-time parent. Like, he's only there sometimes. He's there for the big moments. And him and Rory have a good relationship with each other. And she feels like he is her parent. but he's not the priority parent. He's like the spare parent, if that makes sense, because her and Lorelai have such a close relationship, and Lorelai's there every single day. Lorelai's there for every single moment, whereas her dad is only there for like sometimes. And so she's happy with the relationship she has with him. I'm sure she wishes that he would be around more, but she's like, it's better than nothing. And they seem to have a good relationship. So I think that's kind of what I think you need to do advice wise when it comes to Koa, is to not stand in the way of them having a relationship with each other, and encouraging Xavier to be as involved as he possibly can be without feeling the pressure of what is going on between the two of you. And I think once you can get to that point where you're like, I'm not looking for anything from you but to be a father to our son, I think that that's where doors will start to open up, and you'll start to feel, because like the thing is that you have to take into consideration that, like, do you want to live the life of resentment where you're just mad at him every single time you see him? He's annoying you because he's not living up to your expectations. Or do you want to live in a place of appreciation for the fact that he is making time when he can? Maybe it's not the way you parent, because you're the type of parent who wants to be in your child's life every single day, and you can never imagine making the choice that he is making, because that sounds unfathomable and crazy to you. But at the same time, you would rather live in a place of appreciation for what he can contribute versus resentment for what he's not. I think that's really what you have to do. And then whatever happens between the two of you, you know, if it does or if it doesn't, that will have to be sorted out separately. So Terry, hopefully I was able to cover everything for you. I'm going to go ahead and get on to Jano's reading. Hey, Jano. Terry, do you know when he's going to visit, or is it still up in the air? Luna, I swear you've been very supportive of my situation for such a long time. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Of course, I'm always here. And I want you to know, like, judgment-free zone, you know? Like, I'm on your side, but I support you in judgment-free. Because, like, that's what I'm here for. Like, that's why I like doing these readings, is I like being that person for you guys. And so I'm honored to have a place in your history and have a place in your life to this capacity. So, you know, I'm just as grateful for you as you are for me, I'm sure. But I'm wishing you the best. You said this month or next. Okay. You just know it's going to happen. All right. Well, maybe we'll talk before then. Maybe we won't, but we'll keep in touch. And I like getting these check-ins from you every once in a while to see where you're at. It's good to talk to you. You said it's how I love to learn different perspectives. I have Gemini in Venus 6th house. Yes, same. 6th house of service and love and communication. Thank you, Terry. Have a good night. All right, we're going to do a love reading for Jano. Jano says we just started a relationship a few weeks ago. Let's take a look here. All right, this looks pretty good so far. I feel like for her, She like actually really seems to care about you quite a bit. The Queen of Pentacles here is making me feel as though she's already feeling very comfortable in her place as your girlfriend. Um, like she's just like falling into place really well. Like she likes this position, she likes to be in a relationship with you, and she feels like it's going really good. The Queen of Pentacles is maybe even giving the perspective that she could potentially see being your wife one day, if that's something you both want. She may be seeing like a positive path in that direction. Terry, you're welcome. Absolutely. I hope you have a great night. So she's saying, like, I feel very bonded to him and I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm excited to see where it grows. The Queen of Pentacles is like a woman is like a super woman. Like she can do everything. She can work, she can be a CEO, she can be a mom, she can be a wife, she can do it all. And I feel like that means that she has a lot of ambition for where this relationship can go and what her role in this relationship could be. I feel like she just wants to keep going. We have her intentions as the Knight of Swords, so she's jumping in with both feet. I feel like she's saying, I'm all in. She's great. That's so great. She says, I'm all in. She's like, I'm here. She likes being direct with things, like with expectations. So she's strong, she's assertive, she's decisive, she feels like she's getting what she wants, and she might even be able to wrap you around her finger a little bit. It seems like she likes getting her way, but there's nothing wrong with that. And I just feel like she's just here. She's just saying, like, I'm all in. And I feel like what you want, we have the Hermit. So this is a very, oh, and I have the Sun. So this is a very positive relationship for you. You are feeling very hopeful, very positive, very lucky. And I think that you're hoping that that is just like sunny days up ahead. The Hermit talks about really wanting emotional or intellectual depth with someone. So you might be looking for the component of the relationship, or you might really enjoy the component of the relationship where you feel like your souls are meeting. You feel like it's more, maybe there's more depth to the connection, and feel like you need that. Like that feels like it's very important to you. Potentially, maybe even finding ways through each other's support to heal old wounds and really try to be enlightened or become enlightened in this connection. So I think you're looking for sanctuary, you're looking for comfort, you're looking for a safe haven, a safe place with her. You're looking for depth, you're looking for mind, body, soul connection, basically. Let's see what she wants. So she's looking for, good. I'm glad this is resonating. She's looking for, with Six of Wands, success, achievement. She likes the idea of being able to show you off. So she is likely to be one where wants to go out in public with you, wants to take you places, wants to introduce you to people. If you guys have social media, she may be really excited to make posts about you. I think she's just very, very happy to be in a relationship with you. And I think that she's hoping for advancement, progress. I think she's hoping to achieve a lot in this connection with you as well. I think she wants support from other people outside of the relationship to be like in favor of your connection as well. I think it's important for her to feel like she has people who really like you, and she likes you to show yourself off because she feels that you're a catch and she wants other people to see that. There's one of you, and it may be both of you. one of you at least are not very good with change. And so I think that's something you're going to learn through this connection, is how to kind of navigate that. And that could be perceived as a weakness. I do feel like you guys have the desire to be in each other's life for the long run. But there's something here about someone, like, either it's a fear of change or doesn't like unexpected change, needing to be stable, secure, feel grounded, feel like there's no surprises. And it might be both of you, but I think it's at least one of you. Maybe you can tell me if you know. But I feel like that's something that's going to have to be kind of worked through with the both of you. Like, you guys need to make sure that it's one thing to have dreams and goals and ambitions, but it's another thing to have like a practical plan. So I think there's like a level of practicality that's needed for this connection as well. I think you guys are able to see each other's perspective really well. You said you've already been making plans to do a lot of things together. Oh, that makes me happy. So like, make sure that there's a practical element to this connection. Is going to be chef's kiss. Make sure that if you say you want to do something, you guys are making like a logistical, like methodical plan, like taking action steps to get that thing done, because I think that that's going to be really important to securing those achievements, to securing that success on whatever it is that you're doing. And if maybe you both, because you said maybe a little bit of both, you're good with it as long as it's stable. So I think like you can do surprises that are fun, but maybe not surprises that are concerning. So we don't want any surprise purchases like a car on a mutual credit card. Okay, that has to be talked through. You guys got to work that out. That's not going to go over well with your connection. You can do a birthday surprise maybe, but like, you get what I'm trying to say. I feel like you'll work that out. You'll figure that out as that comes along. But like I said, I think you guys are really good at seeing the other person's perspective. I think you're both faithful, generally optimistic people. And I think, I don't know, this is interesting because the Page of Wands is here, and it's kind of reminding me of like, what is this? It's almost like you guys like, I don't even know like what I'm trying to say right now. It says actor. It says actor, like Page of Wands being like an actor, someone who's like inspired. So maybe you guys enjoy things together as well that have to do with like, role playing, or I'm like, what is this? What is this specifically? Maybe what I'm getting is that you guys just have a lot of like similar interests, maybe similar hobbies, things like that. Energy around the relationship, very clear, very clear. I don't see any blocks right now. Ace of Swords is like, things are moving, things are shaking. You got clarity. You guys both understand where each other stands. Good communication. You guys are very trustworthy and honest with each other. For what's hidden, we have the Nine of Swords. So mental health maybe, or dealing or suffering from some type of anxiety or nervousness could be something that affects your relationship. The need to just be in the present moment and not worry too much about what's past and what's coming, to just be present. Definitely want to make sure that you're following your passions, and more specifically what you feel is your purpose in this life, and making sure that you feel supported and you're supporting the other person in that. One of you might suffer from insomnia as well, or something like that. There's some kind of like mental health maybe, or something to do with the mind that could be, maybe you're aware of it now, but it may be something that becomes more apparent as the relationship continues. Okay, singing. All right, that makes sense, because I'm like, it's performance based. but I couldn't. Performance, that's the word. Thank you, Spirit. I was like, I'm sitting here going, there's a specific word. What am I trying to say? Entertainment, performance. Yes, it's very like performance based. So, okay, I like that. I really like that for you. She's a bit more cautious than you. Probably past relationships, but it's something they can overcome 100%. Okay. So the last card I have here is will the relationship be successful? And I have the Six of Swords and Temperance. So this is a yes for me. It indicates that the hard part is over. Okay. So like the hardship is in the past. Maybe that's like you mentioned, past relationships. It's like the rainbow after the storm kind of vibe. It's like where you guys have kind of found the easy, simple love, and you guys are just going to continue forward and having like a good time. The calm after a storm is kind of how it's being worded. Feeling healing, feeling progress, feeling things that are just becoming easier for you. And with temperance is balance. So that's what I've got, Jano. I hope you enjoyed your reading with me. Lots of good things here. Congratulations on your new relationship. She sounds great. And I'm not sure, I think you said you were new here. So hopefully you enjoyed your readings with me. Maybe we'll see you back again in the future. Thank you very much. She is great. I'm sure I'll be sure and stop by again. Yes, definitely. And I also do free readings as well. We do free yes nos at the beginning of every live stream. It's very rare. Like if I ever say I'm just doing donations only, it's like once in a blue moon. So at the beginning of every live stream, when you see me, like if you get the notification on your phone that I'm live, the first 15 minutes of that live stream, I'm doing free yes no readings for people. Whether you've been here before or not, you can always get something free. I like being very accessible for people. So I have different options. I have free readings and I have the donation readings. The live streams are special prices. And then I also do private readings as well, which are a little more costly, but you get my undivided attention and you can ask unlimited questions. So if ever you're curious about what I'm offering, just let me know. But make sure you can get in at least to get some free reads too whenever you see me on. And I will see you next time. Anybody else that's hanging out, thank you for being here. Again, I'm going to be on tomorrow, even though I don't normally go live on Saturdays. I will be here at some point. So maybe I'll see you guys then. Everyone else, have a great night. Jano, I will see you next time.